In 2016, despite the polls and the will of the people, Donald Trump snuck in an electoral college victory to gain the presidency. An aberration of immense proportion, and they didn't blink an eye. In 2020, they tried the same thing again, an unlikely victory. However, we, the American people, had seen his presidency, the Trumpster-fired debacle of alienating our allies, coddling our enemies, the hypocrisy of calling a born rich, real estate mogul, reality TV star a common man, and some people believing that he had anything in common or cared anything for the average American family. The hypocrisy of calling a serial adulterer, proud pervert, con man, someone who would bring back morals, much less calling him a Christian. A president who sought to divide our country, whose rallies were proud of trying to make liberals cry again. A group of people saying trust fund baby Don Jr. is a blue-collar guy because he worked as a bartender once. But AOC isn't qualified to hold office because she's just a bartender. A group of people attacking any celebrity with a different opinion by saying celebrities should just shut up and entertain us, while their favorite politicians are, you guessed it, celebrities. That would be Reagan and Trump, who were, by the way, very bad for our country. We saw the hate and the violence when Trump suspiciously won in 2016. The attacks on non-white, non-straight, non-Christian looking people with screams of, "This is Trump's America now!" And Trump embraced it. We saw all of that. And we said, hell no. We showed up in numbers that their dishonesty and cheating could not overwhelm. You want to investigate an election? Investigate 2016. You'll find more suspicious there. You know why they were against mail-in ballots? They couldn't figure out a way to corrupt them. Signature verification is what they wanted. I've rarely signed my name the same way twice. I couldn't tell if one of my signatures matches the other one. Sometimes I use my middle initial, sometimes I don't. And that whole kind of thing would allow them to throw out any ballot they wanted to. The evidence, audio and video, of Trump himself is overwhelming that he is a corrupt. He is willing to do anything to win, cheat, bully, intimidate, whatever. And he tried. He incited an attack on our nation's capital, knowing they were armed and primed for violence. He told you he wanted to be president for life, and then he proved it. And with support from some of our representatives in Congress, and they have perpetuated the big lie. They have doubled down on it and are still pushing this fraud, this division, this hatefulness, this idea that a minority of the nation should lie, cheat, attack, hurt, bully, or even kill their way into control of our shared nation. Now, some are saying, well, we're all Americans and we need to work together. And that's right. But there's no working together when one side is trying to take away basic human rights from women. Not when one side is attacking separation of church and state constantly, which is the basic foundation of our nation. Not when one side is drooling for a civil war over fake grievances. Not when one side embraces an attempted overthrow of our government. Not when one side plays so dirty to stack our Supreme Court with corrupt judges that will undermine our Constitution just to further their religious agenda. No, we won't compromise. We will not compromise on the promise of the United States of America. Trumpism is a cult, no doubt about it. You know why you don't see a lot of Biden flags on the back of trucks and cars? You know why you don't see Biden rallies in the middle of his presidency? You know why you don't see things like that you saw for Trump? Because we don't worship Biden. He works for us. He is a servant of the people of the United States of America, not our glorious leader. We don't want conservatives to cry. We don't want to kill them because they don't agree with us. What most of us want is for them to chill the fuck out, to stop being so afraid, to calm down, and maybe, just maybe, have some rational thoughts and work with us to make our nation actually great, to have it live up to so many of the inspirational words and ideas in our founding documents. Ideas such as the wall of separation between church and state, preserving religious freedom for all of us, the unalienable rights of all men to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the freedom from unreasonable search and seizure, no slavery or involuntary servitude shall exist in the USA. No state in the Union can deprive any citizen of life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness, nor deny any person the equal protection of the laws. Our right to vote shall not be denied on account of race or color or sex. They can't charge a poll tax or deny the vote due to debt, even though they're still trying to figure out ways to choose their voters. There are a lot of things yet to be done, rights to ensure for everyone. But we don't need to start rolling back rights. We don't need to deny equal protection of the law based on the religious prejudices of a vocal minority of citizens. Their insistence on claiming persecution for not being allowed to oppress or bully others notwithstanding. So no, now is not the time to split our moderate and liberal votes. I want to elect independent politicians. I do, no doubt about it. However, the threat of right-wing fascism, civil war, persecution by the religious of those that they don't agree with, hanging over our head, this is not the time. That may be the point, to force a choice between two evils, one of which is obviously lesser. Now, though, it is imperative for us to ensure our democracy, our freedom, liberty, and justice for all, regardless of race, religion, color, creed, sex, sexual preference, or any other attribute that some may want to use to identify by. I mean, seriously, what harm does it do to be kind to another person? What harm does it do to be considerate of their feelings, their opinion, their situation, their beliefs? If it really harms your marriage that a gay couple can get married, then one of you is already gay and stuck living in a lie to conform to expectations. How does using someone's preferred pronouns hurt you? It doesn't. Being considerate of others does you no harm whatsoever, and it can do other people the world of good. Either this country is a country of freedom, liberty, and justice for all, or it is a nation ruled by one religion over all others, by one race, by one gender. And I, for one, don't want to embrace the dividers, the ones who want to make other citizens cry, or deny them equal treatment, or their pursuit of happiness, because they don't understand it. So watch the campaign ads. See who tells you they are fighting against our fellow citizens and eager to hurt their feelings or ignore their pleas for help. And watch the ones who tell you they are working to build their community, to build our community, to help and to build consensus, to work together for a better USA. I want to build on the promise of our nation, to return to our original motto, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, liberty and justice for all. So what should we, as a people, as citizens of the USA, do about it? I don't know. I have some idea. I think the first thing that we need to do is elect as many Democrats as possible next election. Hear me out. Then, after we have some breathing room, we need to get ranked choice voting on as many state ballots as possible. Referendum, initiative, whatever. Start national petitions to our representatives and senators to get ranked choice on the national level in every state and for president and vice president. This way we can get people into office that will pay attention to our wishes. Then we can get rid of the Electoral College, which is horrible and outdated. We may even be able to get secure online voting in place. Multi-factor authentication secured like the Social Security site. Once we have ranked choice voting and good people in office, we can start enshrining rights into the Constitution by amendments and clarifying amendments. And I would say also that it is well past time to have a Constitution 2.0, a rewrite to condense all the amendments into the main body, clarify the areas that are vague or outdated language, and convert them into clear, concise wording with no wiggle room for interpretation. An update to the Constitution was talked about when it was written. Thomas Jefferson said that it should be rewritten every 20 years. By our current Constitution, the Army is illegal. It is unclear about the Navy and Marines, though. We need to update our legal foundation. This rewrite will have to be a collaboration from representatives of all walks of life, all with the same goal of securing our mutual government, our democratic republic. But it is well past time we all come together as a nation, again, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for listening.